I think that there are many different things that could inspire someone to create work, to create a piece of art, to create a piece of music, to choreograph a dance. Sometimes perhaps even a simple assignment could get your brain going and could get you all wired up, being bombarded with ideas on what to create. Perhaps you have had such an assignment in your past before where they said, for example, create a video, a documentary, or create a piece of music about a specific holiday that is about to come or a specific event. I very much enjoyed that type of prompts when I was back in school. And really, basically, I never really had trouble getting ideas. My trouble is more how to handle them, because all of these ideas start dashing down on me, and preferably I would love to do them all and to realize them all, but that's just not realistic. And my task basically is to just really stay focused in one particular aspect. But what I've also realized a lot is that most of the times it's sound that inspires me to create something, like either rhythm or music. Very often, I think perhaps 90% of everything I've ever created has been inspired by music. I would even dare say maybe even 95%. Like I'd hear a specific track or song or something that really touches the core of my heart. And then it's just like clear to me, like, oh my God, when it was art, it was like, I see this. I completely see this landscape or see this character. And with dancing is like, I see a whole setting, I see a whole idea of what I would like to pursue, what the dance is supposed to look like, or sometimes I even think of who could be, if I was like a famous dance director and I could just like book dancers, I would exactly know who would get which part or who of my friends would be the perfect part for that specific song or track or piece that I would love to create, to bring to life, so to say. And it's interesting because I just realized how much that inspiration that I draw from music is related to the relation of why I do dance, which I explained previously in the introduction video for chapter 1 of the second season. But it's always interesting, I think, and important as well as an artist to every once in a while try to approach creativity from a different point of view. For example, at university, there was a class called Choreographic Principles and Form, which also taught us how to develop a piece from an idea. And looking at the development videos that I took back then, I can clearly see how movement did not come easy to me when I was practicing my ideas or trying to realize my ideas without music. And then by the time I had researched a question that I wanted to pursue and went on with what I wanted to continue looking at, and finally made a decision to choose a few pieces that might match that vision I have, movement came much more easy to me or even to life for developing that vision. And it's funny because very often I have a very specific, clear vision of what something that I create should look like. And that helps me to stay focused in researching settings, in researching costume, in researching music. I could have a very specific vision of how something should come across or should be visualized. As for creating steps, especially percussive steps, I'm very much drawn to rhythm. If I find a very interesting rhythm or I'm waiting in the line to collect food from a takeaway, I find myself trying out different things, and sometimes I come up with something out of the blue that feels good and I develop it and I try it out and keep going with it and everything. But also something I found very, very important in how to create something as well for me. What really helped was, for example, I remember one time I had to choreograph a slip jig step for a competition. And so what I just did was I had a little bit of an idea on how I wanted to start that slip jig because that specific movement really appealed to me. But then what I did was just putting in my favorite or one of my favorite slip jigs into my stereo and then just dance. Just see what I come up with. Just let it happen. Let the body lead you. Just basically like when you go out to a rave or you go out to a gothic party or something, you just dance, you feel the music, you feel what that brings out from the inner you, and you just have to allow it to happen. So I just danced basically and just had a look at what happens, what do I do, what movements will I do. And what was very important for me then, like I would record it and I would go back through the recording and look what looks all right, what works, what doesn't work. And it was actually funny because looking through the recordings afterwards sometimes was quite hard because I saw a specific movement that I very much liked and then try to reconstruct it, especially if you do percussive dancing and just let it go, and then you look through it and like, what did I do there? That looked really cool, or it looked very, very interesting. So it can get challenging because you're trying to learn whatever you just did yourself out of freestyle, but you can't really remember it. It just came out of the moment. To me, it happened like that anyway. And so yeah, videoing the process and videoing the steps and keeping those videos, not deleting them. Like I just realized I had deleted a couple of the first creation videos, perhaps because I thought they were taking up space, but I don't know why I deleted them, but keep them anyway, keep them, because you never know, you could reuse something and recycle something out from them and draw inspiration from them. You never know. So what I'm interested to hear and discuss about on the next chapter is how you go about when you choreograph something, when you create something. Where do you draw your inspiration from? What methods do you use? What works for you? What do you find very helpful when you do dance research and either want to come up with a piece or have to come up with a piece? So I'm very much looking forward to talking to you about this. See you soon. Take care and stay safe.